Our next guest is out with a warning in a Wall Street Journal op-ed saying your business in China might be uninsurable. Joining us right now is Elisabeth Braw, Senior Fellow in Foreign and Defense Policy at AEI. Good morning to you. What do you mean by uninsurable?
Literally what it says on the tin. So the insurance that these companies need in volatile countries is political risk insurance. And that's what you buy when you operate in any country that's essentially not a Western liberal democracy. And so companies want to buy that in China now because they're feeling China becoming less stable. So last year, 68% of companies bought political risk insurance in various countries. That's up from 25% 3 years ago. So they are feeling the world becoming less stable. But in China, they are now struggling to buy political risk or to get political risk insurance because virtually nobody will offer it anymore. Very few insurance providers will offer it. And so what do you do then as a Western company or as any company operating in China?
So the question I'd ask you, though, is the political risk of doing business in China a function of the Chinese government and the risks that the Chinese government represents or presents, or is the suggestion that actually the risk is actually the risk that the U.S. government may present to a company doing business in China who says, actually, you got to get out of there?
It's domestic political risk. So the sort of risks or scenarios that political risk insurance covers is expropriation, coups, political interference, and on all the way up to war. And I think we're pretty hopeful at this point there won't be a war involving China. But all the other things are concerns or scenarios that are increasing in likelihood. And we have seen, for example, Chinese authorities interfering against Western consultancies and even against Jack Ma. So these are concerns or scenarios that would be covered by political risk insurance, which is why companies are keen to get it.
What is the cost of this type of insurance? How's it priced?
It's priced according to what level of assets you want to insure. And that's another absolutely fascinating development, recent development with regards to China. So whereas political risk insurers used to insure all the way up to $2 billion worth of assets, the few remaining ones that do offer the insurance now, the coverage now, only offer it up to $50 million, which is nothing, as you know, for companies, and then also with a lot of strings attached. So
Right.
It is a new reality for companies.
Are there lots of examples where the risk insurance has paid off, meaning these insurance companies have actually had to pay out?
So that's something that's confidential between the companies and the insurers, and sometimes you'll see things leak into the public domain, but we really don't know what sort of agreements companies and their insurers come to after incidents. But I would be very keen to know what, for example, Bain, what sort of assurance they had, and whether the Chinese raids against Bain and the resulting losses, whether that's covered by their political risk insurance, if indeed they had political risk insurance.
Well, what is the distinction between the price of risk insurance of doing business in, say, China and doing business in, say, Venezuela?
Well, in both cases, you would be well advised to have insurance simply because it's neither country today is so stable that you can assume that you can operate free of political interference and other political risks. And so it's priced according to the insurer.
I'm just thinking that Venezuela would be a lot more expensive. The insurance would cost. No.
Yes, well, it would be compared to the size of the market, but we should remember that companies operating in China have massive exposure to the Chinese market, and so that will be priced into the price they pay for the insurance. But we should remember that even a few years ago, companies thought of China as a relatively safe country where many of them opted not to have political risk insurance, whereas in Venezuela, the ones operating there have had political risk insurance for the past years and even before that. And now they are discovering they need it, and they can't get it.
It's a fascinating, unique corner of the world and speaks volumes about a lot more than just the insurance business. Elisabeth, thank you so much for joining us this morning.